down the street to his car. That was how many witches Aid had lost in the past 3 years. He pocketed his phone and fished his keys out, remembering now that he had parked 2 blocks away the night before, thanks to the college kids taking up all the spots for a party. Why Aid had put him up in the middle of a college town when he was several years out from graduating, Brandon did not know. He didn't miss his higher education days, especially the all-night drinking. He'd awoken that morning after not getting much sleep to a message from Claire. It was as perfunctory as anyone could expect from her. "Call me." At first, Brandon had been excited. It was time, finally. However, the moment the words Coven Leadership and Witch Liaison left her mouth, Brandon knew he was in for a bigger challenge than he had anticipated. He reached his car, a sleek black sedan with no other remarkable qualities other than the fact that it was always sparkling and clean. Thoughts droned through his mind. "I'm the youngest guy ever to recruit a witch liaison for Aid, so that's got to count for something." Usually, witch handlers were men in their 50s with plenty of experience working for Aid or the Army. A 31-year-old like himself, who'd only recently received a second chance in this field, was not usually the type. Besides, he thought, I hate the word they use, handler. It sounded like witches were heinous cats in need of wrangling. That's what Aid described them as, but they were people like the rest of them. Brandon unlocked his car and slipped inside. Immediately after turning the key in the ignition, he switched on the AC. The late spring weather in southern Louisiana always made him wonder if he should have accepted a job with Aid at their New Orleans office when he could have kept pushing for a move to the Pennsylvania sector, his home state. Aid's had told him it was New Orleans or nothing. Get screwed and never go anywhere in his field again. So here he was, sweating his balls off on a street where the cars parked so closely together it was a miracle he didn't hit anyone getting out. "On my way to ask the Coven if they'll give us another witch, though we've already gotten 2 killed," he added as he snapped his seatbelt into place. He switched on the radio, hoping whatever rock station he had left it on would drown out his thoughts for a time. As he pulled his car out, Brandon wondered if it was the humidity making him want to get out of his new task, find a new witch to act as a go-between for the Coven and Aid and keep her alive. Brandon hadn't been around the last time a witch liaison went missing. From what he had heard, it happened because the criminal mage they were chasing at the time tapped too much power and blew the poor girl up. The mage had simply been more powerful than the witch helping them. Though witch liaisons were go-betweens, they were also expected to provide magical assistance in combative operations. Brandon sighed and promised himself a drink when the day was done, no matter how much success he had. Michelle Folsom, mother of the Coven leadership, sank into the chair behind her desk and reached for the cup of tea beside a stack of folders, files, and loose papers. The tea smelled like relaxation, but there would be none for her for several hours. Not with that stack looking at her. She eyed it with no small amount of distaste and sipped her tea. At least the drink would help ease the headache that had been raging all morning. Despite the bright sun outside, Michelle had drawn the curtains and lit several candles around the room. It relaxed her. The papers were reports and testimonials from the other Coven members, various aides, agents, and the like who had gathered around the Coven in the past several years to offer their assistance in troubling times. Michelle Folsom was not afraid of hard work, quite the opposite. She reveled in it. She enjoyed long hours in her office. However, they needed assistance from anyone outside the Coven. The reports and testimonials would have been fine if it wasn't for who they were about. She flipped open the folder on top of the pile. Though she had seen Theodora Blackwood's face several times in person throughout the years, she still glanced over the photograph paper-clipped inside. Theodora's keen green eyes seemed to stare out of the picture into Michelle's. Her untamed black curls reminded Michelle of the girl's mother. Anyone who looked at a photograph of each woman when they were the same age would have thought they were the same person. Michelle had to do a double take. In the picture,